I set my coffee down. When she said, "We're not exclusive anymore, I need options," I didn't argue or beg, just checked. One screenshot and started packing her life before her flight landed. Then, her sister called and asked. My hands steady, even though my stomach just dropped through the floor. We're in our apartment, my apartment that I've been paying for, on a Sunday morning. Serafina's looking at me like she just commented on the weather. Hey viewers, before we move on with this story, make sure to hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications so you don't miss any updates. Trust me, you'll want to see how this plays out. So let me back up. Serafina Vale and I had been together for 7 years. 7. We met through mutual friends at a warehouse I used to work at in SoCal. She was this free-spirited art student who made everything feel lighter. I was 22, working my way up in logistics, and she was exactly the kind of chaos I thought I needed in my structured life. Looking back, I can see how it worked. I was the stable one. The guy who covered rent when she was between jobs. The guy who helped her move 3 times in 2 years because she kept finding better creative spaces. The guy who drove her to the ER at 2 a.m. when she had a panic attack and stayed with her for 6 hours while they ran tests. I didn't mind. That's what you do when you love someone, right? But there were signs. The late girls' nights that stretched until 3 a.m. The way she started keeping her phone face down on every surface. How she'd mention random guys from her art collective. "Oh, Devin is so talented," or "Mason really gets my vision," and I'd feel this twist in my gut that I'd immediately talk myself out of. "You're smothering me" became her favorite phrase around year 5. Anytime I asked about her day or wanted to make plans, I was being controlling. Needing basic communication? Smothering. Expecting her home when she said she'd be home? Smothering. I bent. I gave her space. I stopped asking questions. I thought I was being understanding. Fast forward to last month. We went to Italy, a week in Rome and Florence to celebrate our anniversary. I paid for the whole thing. Flights, hotels, restaurants, everything. She posted photos of us all over social media. Captions about "my person" and 7 years strong. I even looked at rings while we were there. Seriously considered proposing at the Trevi Fountain like every other tourist. But something held me back. Thank God for that something. 2 weeks after we got back, Serafina started this new routine. Every other weekend she'd pack a bag and head to her hometown 3 hours north. "Grandma and Grandpa are really declining," she'd say, eyes getting watery. "The doctors say it could be any day now. I need to be there." How do you argue with that? You don't. You're the supportive boyfriend who says, "Of course, babe, family comes first," and you kiss her goodbye, and you don't mention that she seems almost excited to leave. Last Sunday, I'm at the gym with my buddy Daxon Reed. We're doing deadlifts, and my phone buzzes. It's Thorne Keaton. Guy I know from my old job, lives up near Serafina's hometown now. The message just says, "Dude, check this out." It's a screenshot of Snapchat's map feature. You know the one, where you can see bitmojis of your friends at their locations. There's Serafina's bitmoji at her parents' house, right next to another bitmoji, male, at the exact same location. My face heats up. Daxon notices. "What's wrong, man?" I show him. He squints at it. Could be her brother? She doesn't have a brother. Daxon sets down his weights. So who's the guy? Good question. I sit there in the gym parking lot, heart pounding, trying to logic my way through this. Maybe it's a cousin. Maybe it's a family friend helping with her grandparents. Maybe it's nothing. But I can't shake it. I call an old acquaintance who still lives up there. Marcus, guy I met at a work conference 2 years ago, keeps in touch. I ask him, casually as I can manage, if he's seen Serafina around town lately. "Oh yeah, man," Marcus says. "She's here all the time. Actually, funny you mention her. I saw her on Tinder last week." Everything stops. What? Yeah, her profile popped up. Good photos too. Looked professional. My throat's tight. What did the profile say? Something like, "Newly single, exploring options, art and adventure." Why? You guys good? I thank him. Hang up. Sit there staring at my steering wheel. Newly single. I download Tinder. Something I never thought I'd do while in a relationship. I set my location to her hometown. Start swiping. 15 minutes in, there she is. The photos are ones I took. The shot from Italy, at that little cafe in Trastevere. The one from our hike in Big Sur. Even the photo from my apartment, on my couch, wearing the sweater I bought her. Her bio. Recently single after a long relationship. Ready for something real. Looking for someone who can keep up with my energy. Into art, travel, and people who actually have their lives together. That last line stings. I have my life together. I'm a warehouse operations manager. I make decent money. I paid for her life while she found herself for 7 years. I screenshot everything, send it to Daxon. His response, holy shit. Then another message from Marcus. Hey man, I asked around. Apparently Serafina's been telling people you two broke up 4 months ago. Like that's the story everyone knows. She's been dating openly. Sorry, dude. 4 months ago. 4 months ago we were planning our Italy trip. 4 months ago she was crying in my arms about how much she loved me. 4 months ago I was thinking about ring shopping. My confusion turns into something else. Something cold. I call Serafina. Straight to voicemail. I call again. Voicemail. I text. We need to talk when you get back. 3 hours later she texts. Everything okay? I'm at the hospital with Grandma. Can it wait? The hospital. With Grandma. Who's supposedly dying. Next to some random dude's Bitmoji. I don't respond. That night, I barely sleep. I'm scrolling through our texts, looking for clues, finding them everywhere now that I know what to look for. The vague responses, the deflections, the way she stopped saying I love you unless I said it first. The unfairness gnaws at me. 7 years. I gave her 7 years. I blocked her on everything. Phone, social media, email, changed our Netflix password, logged her out of our Hulu. Small things maybe, but each click feels like taking back a piece of myself. So that text I sent Serafina? She called me 17 times from different numbers. 17. I didn't pick up once. See, I'd already made my decision. I wasn't interested in explanations or apologies or gaslighting or whatever she was planning to throw at me. The evidence was clear. She'd literally been living a double life, telling her entire hometown we'd broken up while taking my money and living in my apartment. She texted from her mom's phone. Kale, please. This is serious. We need to talk. I can explain everything. I checked her flight details. Yeah, I had access to her email. She'd logged in on my laptop and never logged out. She was flying back Sunday evening, landing at 7 p.m. That gave me from 2 p.m. to 7 p.m. 5 hours. I called Daxon. You busy today? For you? Never. What's up? Need help moving some furniture. He showed up an hour later with his truck. Didn't ask questions, just looked at me and said, We doing this? We're doing this. Our apartment was 500 square feet. Serafina's stuff took up about 300 of it. Her art supplies, her clothes, her books, her crystals, her vision boards, her essential oil collection, her half-finished projects. We packed it all. Every single thing she'd ever brought into my space. I wasn't angry while I did it. I felt weirdly calm, detached, like I was watching myself from outside my body. Where's it going? Daxon asked. Storage unit. I'll text her the address when she lands. We loaded his truck twice. Her parents lived 3 hours north, way too far. But there was a storage facility 15 minutes from the airport. I rented a unit on my phone, paid for 1 month. While we were packing, I handled the other stuff. Called the internet company, removed her as an authorized user, shut off the Wi-Fi. She'd have to get her own account. Called our insurance company. Well, my insurance company that I'd added her to 2 years ago. Canceled her coverage effective immediately. Completely legal since we weren't married. Harsh, Daxon said, but he was smiling. She should have thought about that before committing fraud. Fraud? She's been using me as a free ride while building a whole other life. That's fraud in my book. We finished at 6:30 p.m. The apartment looked bigger, emptier, better. I sat on my couch, now actually my couch, and drafted a text from my buddy's phone. Your belongings are at Secure Space Storage, Unit 247, Code 8394. First month's paid. After that, you're responsible. Don't come to the apartment. Don't contact me. We're done. I hit send at 7:02 p.m., right when her plane was supposed to land. My phone, my real phone, stayed quiet for about 20 minutes. Then the unknown numbers started. 5 calls in a row from numbers I didn't recognize. I let them ring. Then texts. Kyle, what the hell? This is insane, you can't do this. I'm outside the apartment, let me in. Where's all my stuff? You're being crazy. We need to talk like adults. I turned my phone off. Went to bed. The next morning, Monday, I got to work early. Felt good. Focused. Like I'd finally woken up from a 7-year fog. My phone had 43 notifications when I turned it back on. Texts, voicemails, missed calls. I deleted them without reading or listening. Blocked every number. Then I got a call from a number I did recognize. Lyra Ellis, Serafina's younger sister. I almost didn't answer. But Lyra and I had always been cool. She was 23, just graduated college, actually had her head on straight unlike her sister. KL, she said, voice tight. What the fuck did you do to my sister? Morning, Lyra. I'm good. Thanks for asking. Don't. Serafina called me crying, saying you threw all her stuff out and locked her out of the apartment. She's saying you're being psychotic, that you can't handle that she needs space. I took a breath, stayed calm. Lyra, were you aware that Serafina and I just got back from Italy 3 weeks ago? Week-long trip. I paid for everything. We were celebrating our 7-year anniversary. Silence. Were you aware we've been planning our future together? That I was looking at engagement rings? Serafina said you guys broke up, months ago. We didn't. We very much didn't. We were living together until yesterday. She was still wearing my ring, not an engagement ring, a promise ring I gave her 2 years ago. She was still sleeping in my bed, still eating food I bought, still using my Netflix. More silence. She told everyone you broke up? Apparently, I found out she's on Tinder, listed as newly single, using photos I took of her. I also found out she's been telling everyone in your hometown that we ended things 4 months ago. That's... Lyra's voice cracks. Kale, I swear I didn't know. She told me she was single. That's why She stops. Why you what? I introduced her to someone. This guy, Evan. I thought she was available. I thought I was helping her move on. My stomach drops, but not from pain. From something else. Vindication, maybe. So you introduced her to someone because you thought she was single? Yes. And she went out with him. Multiple times. She's been staying at his place when she visits. When she visits. Not when she visits dying grandparents. Lyra, I say carefully. When did your grandparents die? What? Your grandma and grandpa. The ones Serafina's been visiting every other weekend because they're declining. When did they pass away? Long pause. 2 years ago. Both of them. 6 months apart. The room spins. She's been telling me for the past 6 months that she's going home to see them in the hospital. KL. Lyra's crying now. Oh my God. She's been using their deaths to... Yeah. We sit in silence. Just breathing. I'm so sorry, Lyra finally says. I had no idea. None. She's my sister, and I had no idea she was capable of this. Not your fault. What can I do? Nothing. Just don't let her gaslight me to your family. Tell them the truth if she tries to paint me as the bad guy. I will. Kale, I'm really sorry. After we hang up, I sit at my desk staring at nothing. 2 years. She'd been using her dead grandparents as cover for cheating. Who does that? What kind of person weaponizes their own family's deaths to lie to their partner? I feel sick. Not heartbroken anymore. Just sick. I worked until 7 p.m. that night. Threw myself into inventory reports. When I got home, I almost called Serafina. Almost wanted to ask her why. What was so wrong with me that she had to construct this elaborate lie instead of just leaving? But I didn't call. Because I knew the answer wouldn't satisfy anything. I ordered Thai food. Watched a show I wanted to watch, not one she'd pick. Went to bed in the middle of my bed, not on my designated side. Small freedoms. They felt massive. Wednesday morning, I did something petty. I'm not proud of it, but I'm not ashamed either. I still had that Tinder screenshot, the one with all the photos I'd taken. I got it printed at a photo shop. Not a small print, an 8 by 10. Had it professionally matted and framed. Then I added something extra. Let's just say my dog, Bruno, had recently produced a natural fertilizer that needed disposing of. I bagged it and included it in a box with the framed photo. I drove to the storage unit, left it on top of her other boxes with a note. Thought you'd want a reminder of your best self. The other item represents the quality of your character. K. Childish? Maybe. Satisfying? Absolutely. That afternoon my phone rang. Lyra again. Kale, I need to tell you something. What's up? I talked to Evan, the guy I introduced to Serafina. Okay? I told him everything. About you. About how she lied to me that she was single. He didn't believe me at first. So I showed him proof. Photos of you and Serafina from social media, including the ones from Italy with dates visible. And? He confronted her. She tried to say you were just a friend, that you were obsessed with her, that she'd been trying to let you down easy for months. But here's the thing, he didn't buy it. So he went through her phone when she was in the shower. I shouldn't feel satisfaction at this. I do anyway. She's still on Tinder, Kale. Not just still on it, actively using it. She's been talking to at least 5 other guys, meeting up with them. She was cheating on Evan the same way she cheated on you. Damn. He kicked her out, told her to never contact him again. She showed up at my apartment last night, crying, asking to stay here. I said no. You said no? I'm done, Kale. I've covered for her my entire life. Made excuses for her drama. But this? Using our dead grandparents to cheat? Lying to me so she could manipulate multiple men at once? I'm done. Something shifts in my chest. Relief that someone else sees it. Sees her. Thank you for telling me. There's more. She called our parents, told them you abandoned her, that you threw her out with nowhere to go. Mom was about to call you to yell at you. I stopped her, told her everything. Mom's furious. At Serafina. How'd Serafina take that? Not well. She's currently couch surfing with people from her art collective. The same people who've been enabling this whole thing. Good. KL, can I ask you something? Sure. Why did you stay so long? Like, really? What made you put up with her? I think about it. I loved who I thought she was. The person she showed me at the beginning. Took me 7 years to realize that person never existed. That's really sad. Yeah, it is. After we hang up, I realize I feel lighter. Not happy. This whole situation's too messy for happiness. But lighter. Like I've been carrying weight I didn't know was there, and someone just lifted it off my shoulders. I hit the gym that night. Really pushed myself. Daxon showed up halfway through. Heard you framed her Tinder profile, he says, smirking. And nothing. It's hilarious. We worked out in silence for a while. Then, you good, man? Like, actually? Getting there. You know what's wild? She lost you. Like, actually lost you. And she doesn't even realize what she gave up. Her loss. And I meant it. Thursday night, I got an email. From an address I didn't recognize, but I knew immediately who it was. Subject: You ruined my life. I should have deleted it. Instead, I read it. Kael, I hope you're happy. You've destroyed everything I've built. Because of your petty revenge, I have no health insurance. Do you know what that means? I need medication. Medication for anxiety and depression that I can't afford now. I'm having panic attacks every day. I can't sleep. I can't function. You took away my home, my security. You turned my own sister against me. You poisoned everyone I know with your lies and your victim narrative. All because you couldn't handle me needing space and independence. I needed options, Kale. I needed to explore who I am outside of your controlling relationship. That's not a crime. That's self-discovery. That's growth. But you couldn't handle that. You're too insecure, too possessive. You monitored my phone, tracked my location, cut off my resources the moment I tried to establish boundaries. That's abuse, KL. You abused me. I've called lawyers. What you did is illegal. You can't just cut off someone's health insurance without warning. You can't throw someone's belongings out. You can't lock them out of their home. I have rights. You'll be hearing from my attorney, and when I'm done, you'll understand exactly what you've lost." I read it twice. Then I laughed. Not a bitter laugh, a genuine surprised laugh. I forwarded it to my buddy who works in HR. "Is any of this illegal?" Her response, "Nope. You weren't married. The apartment's in your name only. You legally canceled insurance that you paid for. You didn't throw her stuff out. You put it in storage and gave her access. She has no case. She's bluffing." I forwarded that to Lyra with a note. "FYI, your sister's threatening to sue me." Lyra called immediately. "She's what?" "Threatening legal action. Also blaming me for her mental health crisis. Also calling me abusive." "That's insane. She cheated on you for months. She lied to everyone. Lyra stops, takes a breath. "You know what? Let her try. Our parents won't give her money for a lawyer. Evan definitely won't. She's got nothing. I'm not worried." "Good. Don't be. She's spiraling, Kyle. Hard. She's burning every bridge she has." Friday afternoon, I got a call from my parents. My mom. "Kyle, some woman just called the house. American woman. Said her name is Serafina. Said you hurt her. Locked her out. Made her homeless." My chest tightens. "Mom, your father and I don't speak English so good anymore," she continues, voice completely deadpan. "So we didn't understand. We hung up." I pause. "Mom, you speak perfect English. You've lived here for 30 years. Yes. But this woman, she doesn't need to know that. She called back 3 times. 3 times we pretended not to understand. Finally, your father answered in Vietnamese and she gave up." I'm grinning. My parents are first-generation immigrants from Vietnam. My mom teaches ESL at a community college. My dad's an accountant. They speak English better than most people I know. "Thanks, Mom." "This is the girl you were with 7 years?" "Yeah." She sounded crazy. "She is." "Good you left her. Come for dinner Sunday. Bring nothing. We feed you." "Yes, Mom." After I hang up, I sit in my car. I'm in the work parking lot, and just breathe. It's over. Actually over. Serafina threw every manipulation tactic she had at me, and they all failed. No home to guilt me with, no family to triangulate, no mutual friends to play messenger, no leverage, nothing. That weekend, I signed up for therapy. Not because I'm broken, but because I want to process this in a healthy way. First session's next Wednesday. I also updated my dating profiles. Not actively looking, but open to it now. Swiped a bit, matched with some people. Nothing serious, but it felt good. Felt like moving forward. Monday morning, Lyra texted me. She's staying with her art collective. They're all enablers who think you're the villain. Let them have her. You're free. I am. Be happy, KL. You deserve it. I think about that. Happiness. I'm not there yet. Still processing. Still angry some days. But I'm getting there. Because here's what I learned. Sometimes the person you love doesn't exist. They're a performance, a mask. And when that mask slips, you have 2 choices. You can keep pretending you don't see what's underneath, or you can walk away. I walked. Serafina lost everything because she bet on me being too weak, too attached, too desperate to actually leave. She calculated wrong, and now she's facing real consequences, financial, social, emotional, for the first time in her life. Meanwhile, I'm here. Therapy scheduled, bills paid, apartment clean, dog happy, parents supportive, friends solid. I'm not thriving yet, but I'm surviving. And that's enough for now. 7 years. It sounds like a waste, but it's not. It taught me what I won't accept, what I won't tolerate, what I deserve. So yeah, I'm good. Completely moved on. She's still out there somewhere, probably blaming me for everything that's wrong in her life. Let her. I don't carry her anymore. Thanks for watching. Make sure to subscribe to the channel and hit the like button. What do you think about this story? Was I too harsh? Or or did she deserve everything she got? Share your thoughts in the comments below.